From MontanaSports.com, this is MTN Sports Extra.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of MTN Sports Extra. I'm your host, Will Charlton, in for Tom Wiley tonight. We start the show with some high school track and field as the season is rapidly approaching its midpoint, and Class AA standouts competed in their annual regular season showcases on Friday. The girls were at the Great Falls Optimist meet, while the boys were in Butte for the Swede Dahlberg. That's where Luke Shelton caught up with Gallatin thrower Jack Murray, who was coming off a record-setting performance at last spring's state meet.
Hey everyone, MTN's Luke Shelton here at Bulldog Memorial Stadium in Butte. And for Bozeman Gallatin senior Jack Murray, this right here, the discus pit, is like a second home to him. And Murray's dominance in the event is unmistakable. At the Swede Dahlberg meet in Butte, he handily won by over 10 feet with a toss of 168 feet. But that's far from his personal best. At the 2024 State AA meet, Murray won the title and shattered the all-class record with a heave of 198 feet and 1 inch, breaking a mark that had stood for over 4 decades.
It was amazing. It was a great experience. It was kind of just the culmination of everything I'd worked towards for, like the last 4 or 5 years, and kind of opened a lot of doors.
And if that sweater is any giveaway, one of those doors is leading him to Pocatello this fall, where he'll be joining the Bengals track and field program.
I'm really excited. I think it'll be amazing. It's a great opportunity. I love the area, so being able to continue that and do the sport that I love is a big deal to me.
Murray has a state discus championship, but he's also chasing a shot put title after placing 5th last season. He took first in shot put at the Dahlberg, and replicating that success at state is going to come down to fundamentals.
I think it's going to take a lot of just the drilling and doing the basics over and over to kind of get back in that tempo and put out some big marks. I'd love to get a double title. It'd be great to do both this year.
And there's another state title Murray is after this year, the Class AA Team Championship, as the Raptors pursue a three-peat.
So it'd be a 3rd in a row, which would be amazing to see, and I'd love to see the team succeed. And hopefully we can make something happen this year.
Murray set an all-class record in discus last season, and there was one final question I had to ask him. Is the number 200 in your head?
Yeah, absolutely. That's definitely the goal. I've worked a lot of different technical stuff in the off season, so now I'm just trying to get back in the rhythm of things and really put something together.
And the State AA track and field meet will take place next month in Kalispell. In Butte, Luke Shelton, MTN Sports.
Staying on the topic of throwing and over to the Class A ranks, where this Corvallis athlete is not just setting records in Montana, but the entire country. Kyle Hansen has more on how Hunter Lush is able to do what he does so well.
Eye-popping marks are already happening around Montana's high school track and field season, and arguably none have had quite the success Hunter Lush of Corvallis has seen to start. On April 4th, Lush uncorked a toss in the javelin that went an astounding 204 feet 4 inches in Hamilton on his final throw of the day, a mark that easily sits as the best in Montana, but also ranks 3rd in the entire country for high school javelin throwers.
It started out a little slow. We warmed up a little earlier than we normally do. Just kind of went out, got warm, stayed a little warm, didn't throw anymore. We got into prelim throws, kind of just took it easy. My last throw, I really just want to focus on form, didn't want to throw too hard, and then came out, and it was a lot of fun to get out in finals and start throwing some hard throws and see some results.
Lush's mark was the best the state had seen since 2019.
First people I contacted were coaches and former teammates, just happy to spread good news out and hear some good advice, hear a lot of good things from other people that had good weeks, and it was fun.
Lush has seen a steady progression in javelin over the years, with a 3rd place state finish as a sophomore, followed by a 2nd place mark last season. So, as a senior, he's trying to break through with his own individual title while aiming to help the Blue Devils three-peat on the team side.
This summer, I felt really confident coming out. I had a couple camps right out of state last year that I was throwing pretty good. I was about the same I'm throwing right now.
Lush recently had a pair of throws in the mid-190s and another of 201 feet last Friday in Missoula. And it's that consistency he wants to show his performances are no fluke.
Some throwers, hit a PR early in the season and never get even close to it again. Being able to come out and get consistently, knowing that you hit your plateau and you can break another one here soon. Really positive thing to look forward to.
So for Lush, records titles, and hopefully a chance to throw in college after this year are the goals, as he puts the finishing touches on this hot start.
Having the chance to come out this year and really just have a good competing mindset and come off of last year hot. A good goal is win state, have a winning team this year.
Reporting in Missoula, Kyle Hansen, MTN Sports.
One of the top high school sprinters in the country has decided on where he will continue running in college, as Alec Boffinger caught up with Skyview's Ryan Deerenfield about competing at the next level and what has helped him to get there.
Montana's fastest man is taking that speed south. Billings Skyview's Ryan Deerenfield will be blazing the track down in Knoxville next year for the University of Tennessee.
I don't think I'd feel it, but you really do end up feeling it. I don't know, we really, the coach and like everyone was super involved. The team was just like unbelievably welcoming, and it just felt like home to me.
Deerenfield hit the weight room early, taking an interest in bodybuilding between his 8th grade and freshman year. But when he found out he had next-level wheels, that weight training became focused on explosiveness rather than bulk.
I kind of fell out of love with trying to get super big. Obviously, I want to still say like pretty defined and whatnot, but I just fell so much more in love with like having a sport behind it and having a reason behind what I do.
Deerenfield hopes to break the all-class state record in the 100 of 10.5 set by CMR's Damian Nelson, as well as Chris Wilson's 200 record of 21.06. The journey he's on has caused him to miss out on some activities typical of high school kids, but he wouldn't have it any other way.
I think the biggest thing for me was understanding and humbly saying it, understanding that I'm trying to do something that a lot of other people aren't trying to do. And I think missing out on things, if you want to call it that, was a big thing that I just had to accept. Missing out on sporting events like that, missing basketball games, missing football games, missing just going out to dinner with the guys, like things like that. You kind of have to understand that you're doing something that not nobody else is trying to do, but sometimes you just have to understand that you're the only one, like no one's gonna do it for you. So you gotta get up and you just gotta do it, and you gotta accept that fact.
Deerenfield hopes he can rack up some more state gold before heading south down to Knoxville. In Billings, Alec Boffinger, MTN Sports.
After the break, we'll highlight a soon-to-be member of the Montana Coaches Association Hall of Fame who is well known for his success on the hardwood.
There's more action online at montanasports.com.
Welcome back to MTN Sports Extra, powered by montanasports.com.
After a coaching tenure which included a handful of Class A state championships between girls and boys basketball, former Columbia Falls coach Carrie Finberg has been announced as a new inductee into the Montana Coaches Association Hall of Fame. Our Derek Joseph got to speak with Finberg about what the induction means to him.
After 33 years of coaching basketball in Montana, Columbia Falls' Carrie Finberg has been inducted into the Montana Coaches Association's Hall of Fame. Finberg started his coaching career in Dillon, then returned to his hometown coaching both the girls and boys basketball teams, winning 6 state championships between the two.
Coming back to my alma mater and my hometown was something special, and obviously, I wanted to bring a tradition and a winning formula back here, and luckily I had the kids to get that done.
One of those kids was his nephew Chris Finberg, the current Columbia Falls boys basketball coach, who played for Carrie in high school and began his career as an assistant coach under his uncle. Chris says when he began coaching the Wildcats, he carried an important lesson from Carrie.
He was always trying to learn. He'd go to coaching clinics, and he would try new things at practice or maybe in games, and try different things with different teams. Like I said, the biggest thing he told me that stuck in my mind, if you expect your kids to get better, then you should be doing the same thing. And the results speak for themselves.
Finberg's willingness to keep learning brought him 533 career wins, but some of the games that stick out are the losses.
I look back at the 17 times we placed at state. Those teams that took second and third, they had successful seasons. They just come up, maybe a game short or a possession short. They were great teams and great memories there as well. So those teams can't be forgotten because they had successful seasons as well.
And those successful seasons will be honored with Finberg's induction into the MCA Hall of Fame in July, an honor he will share with 4 other coaches he admires.
A lot of great coaches I looked up to growing up, and obviously through my playing career and obviously early into my coaching career, to be included with those people, is definitely something special and definitely something I'm proud of.
In Columbia Falls, Derek Joseph, MTN Sports.
From the hardwood to the ski slopes, where Rocky Mountain College's Reese Harmon is a part of a team that boasts a lot of success. Scott Breen sat down with Harmon and came to learn some new lingo in the process.
Just look at this fresh snowfall and powder. Ideal for a lot of skiers and snowboarders, but ironically, not always the best conditions for racers.
At 5 feet 2 inches tall, maybe 5'3" if you catch her on skis, Reese Harmon doesn't let her stature hold her back in the demanding world of skiing. The Utah native has faced some gnarly conditions, especially under heavy snowfall, a feat that has her navigating ruts that sometimes seem to entirely swallow her.
Ruts up to your hips sometimes, which are like super deep, can be like this big. Holes, bumps, there's all sorts of stuff you can go through.
Though you see Reese can make slalom look easy, she excels at freestyle, 6th in the nation last year and 8th this season in Women's Rail Jam, also known as Park.
That's like hitting boxes and rails and doing tricks.
By her account, the sophomore has already chilled out since freshman year, takes it easier, goes with the flow, or as she puts it,
sicky, sicky, nar, dude. Like.
It apparently means sick, dope, gnarly, and everything in between of awesome.
It's a little more surfer than ski bum, but they're pretty similar.
After a gap year, even Reese's decision to ski at Rocky only took a couple weeks. The Utah native, though, hopes to return home, pursuing a law degree and ultimately a voice for the environment.
I've been pretty interested in environmental and property law, which are both very big in Utah. Water rights are a big issue in the West.
For Harmon, so is skiing.
I've skied a lot of the West Coast, which is a great advantage from like racing, but I really want to like travel around more, like to Japan and Europe would be really cool.
Sicky, sicky, nar, dude. Scott Breen, MTN Sports.
Follow Montana Sports on Facebook and join the conversation with fans across the state.
Welcome back to MTN Sports Extra, powered by MontanaSports.com.
While it has been canceled due to weather in the past, Mother Nature allowed it to occur Saturday as AA softball teams hit the diamonds of the Great Falls Multisports Complex in the East-West crossover.
Let's get the action started with Billings Senior and Missoula Big Sky, where the Eagles find a base runner thanks to Logan Latriel's single. And shortly after, Latriel will be driven home as Haley Nicholson sends this one out of here. And Big Sky is able to get up 4-1 early to eventually win 7-4. Then the current top two teams in their respective standings clash as it's Helena taking on Belgrade. And how about this grab from center fielder Kira Campbell robbing a potential home run? And this RBI from Charlie Smith put the Bengals up 3-0, which would be the final score. Kalispell Glacier and Billings West tied at 3. Ava Grady lays the bunt down, and whoops, that's an errant throw, as Olivia Gibbons comes all the way around to score from first, and the Wolfpack win 4-3 because of this play. The last noteworthy game from the first frame, it's Gallatin taking down Butte 10-5 because of some big hits, and this grab from shortstop Parker Stevens. Second round of games now, and Big Sky will continue their winning ways Saturday as Sadie McGuinn hits it out of the park to contribute to a 7-5 Eagle win over Belgrade. Helena and Senior now, and Faith Howard has to end up grabbing this throw barehanded for the out. How about that? She helps the Bengals get it done 13-11. And then Glacier has a field day against Gallatin, in part to this double from Katie Walczak to win 18-2.
With high school baseball in its third season as an MHSA-sanctioned sport, there are now 35 teams playing in Montana. The majority of those squads are still in the western part of the state, where Slim Kimmel has more on baseball's quick growth.
High school baseball felt like a long time coming in Missoula. Now that Big Sky, Hellgate, and Sentinel are fielding teams, students are able to represent their schools on the diamond.
It's cool. I think it's something that everybody in the community has been waiting for a long time, and it seems like a lot of people that don't even have kids playing, they love to come out and watch, so it's a great thing for the community.
Baseball is in just its third season as an MHSA-sanctioned sport, but it's seen rapid growth.
We're getting more and more kids trying out for baseball in schools across the state. We have 10 more schools this year.
For those first-year programs, the biggest challenges don't always center around balls and strikes.
Some of the biggest things has been like the administrative part, trying to figure out how to put everything together. What we're teaching is so new to these kids, and high school is so new to them. And so kind of trying to figure out how each kid learns, how everybody does, has been a bit of a challenge.
The next step, Roche said, is continued community support and investment into baseball.
We got a really awesome parent group here, which obviously put this together for us, but we're still kind of seeing some battles, if you will, where other schools, other states don't have that. It's high school baseball, it's go time.
And the benefits extend beyond the field.
It's really competitive. It's a big mental game, so I think that it strengthens you mentally on and off the baseball field, and it's a good thing to take your whole life.
Reporting in Missoula, Slim Kimmel, MTN Sports.
After the break, we'll show you a game of basketball that doesn't exactly have a whole lot of movement or scoring involved.
From MontanaSports.com, this is MTN Sports Extra.
Thursday night at East Helena High School, an event that you don't see all too often hit the court, as our Johnny Walker was in attendance for a rather unique version of basketball.
Well, for those of you watching at home right now, you might be wondering, Johnny, why the heck is there a video in the monitor of you riding a donkey right now? And to answer that question, I've got just 2 words: donkey basketball. That's right, it's basketball played on some donkeys. It's harder than it looks. But don't just assume you know how the game is played, because you know what they say about assuming things. It makes a donkey out of you and me.
All right, we gotta go. We gotta go. I forgot what your name is already. Oh, there we go.
The reins, well, nice to hold. Don't do much in the way of steering the donkeys because, well, they're as stubborn as a mule.
You're going the wrong way. No, wrong way.
But whether playing or just watching, it'll have you hee-hawing all night.
Up close and personal with the athletes, yeah, it's pretty amazing. It's like the Olympics being out here.
It was like riding a cloud. It was awesome. We had a good time. The donkeys did awesome, but they have a little bit of mind of their own, so they kind of did what they wanted to do, but it was they were a blast to get on, and it was a really fun energy.
But it wasn't all just for donkey kicks and giggles. So let's really pin the tail on what donkey basketball was all about. Proceeds from the event will be donated equally to Helena Food Share and East Helena High School's own Food Share program.
Oh, well, the students kind of picked that. I just sat with them and says, okay, who are we going to give this money to? We're going to make a little bit of money. We're not going to make millions or anything, but we'll make some money. So who do we give it to? And so their thought was, yeah, Food Share sounds really good. And also to our high school Food Share program, giving food to our students that kind of need it.
I mean, it's super important in your community. I mean, we're looking out for each other. Food-wise, it's hard to learn with you on an empty stomach. So anything we do to help these kids and help the school district, we're always behind.
And let the record show, I did score 1 basket during my time on the donkey. Our camera didn't quite capture it, but you can ask anyone who was there. It happened, and it was awesome. Reporting in studio, Johnny Walker, MTN Sports.
Make sure to head over to MontanaSports.com to not miss any of our athletics coverage throughout the Treasure State. But that's all the time we have for you tonight on MTN Sports Extra. I'm Will Charlton.